find vast marine life that is crucial to the food security of millions of Southeast Asians. On the surface, you find 1/3 of the world's maritime shipping industry passing through the waters, carrying over $3 trillion in trade each and every single year. And if you put all of that together, you start to understand why the South China Sea is so important. This is why it's heavily contested by multiple nations. But as with anything in life, some just don't play by the rules. Since 2013, China has been trying to claim almost 90% of the South China Sea. China argues it has historic rights over this territory because Chinese analysts and academics contend that the islands of the South China Sea were first discovered by China's Han Dynasty more than 2 millennia ago. This is how the infamous 9-9 came to be, that overlaps multiple countries' exclusive economic zones, including Brunei, Malaysia, the Philippines, Taiwan, and Vietnam. This led to a fair amount of tension between China and these nations. But China knew it couldn't claim a territory they had no infrastructure or civilians on. So they started construction of man-made islands in the South China Sea in hopes of them being accepted as Chinese territory. Or at least that was what we thought they were doing, until satellite imagery revealed the alarming truth. China was building military bases on the islands equipped with airstrips and high-tech equipment, such as anti-aircraft guns. It was clear that China was ready to do whatever it took to take control of the South China Sea. This would eventually lead to the Philippines bringing this to an international tribunal in The Hague that unsurprisingly ruled against China's claims to the sea. However, China promptly rejected the authority of the tribunal and its findings in the case, which led to China continuing its operations in the South China Sea. This is the reason why China still to this day has a strong presence in the area. But recent events have indicated that China's presence in the area might soon be over. Not only is China's biggest enemy, the United States, beginning to strengthen its presence in the region through countless freedom of navigation operations, but Vietnam, the country that opposes China's claims the most, has quietly been building up 10 artificial islands that all have a very specific purpose. And recent reports have stated that China might have sabotaged itself through poor building practices, as the concrete that keeps China's islands from sinking is cracking. So let's find out what all of this means for China and the future of the South China Sea by first understanding the United States' growing interest to perform freedom of navigation operations, also known as FONOPs, in the area. Freedom of navigation operations are operations performed by the United States Naval and Air Forces to reinforce internationally recognized rights and freedoms by challenging excessive maritime claims. The particulars of each operation vary depending on the maritime claim that is being protested. But in the case of China's claims in the South China Sea, the United States has sent multiple warships well into the exclusive economic zone of China's man-made islands. This, along with information found in a Chinese magazine published by the company that builds China's Navy ships, has revealed the weaknesses of these islands. And they've found 4 crucial aspects in which these islands are vulnerable to attacks. First is the location of the islands. And by looking at this map, you can see they lie a fair distance away from mainland China. The distance means that China's fastest combat support ships would need more than 20 hours to reach the islands. The islands are also too far away to deploy the J-16, China's most advanced multi-role strike fighter. The fighters simply can't patrol the area because of the distance between the military bases on mainland China and on the islands. Furthermore, the islands only have 1 runway and therefore do not have the space to provide the facilities needed to support more than 1 aircraft at a time. This means that in the event of a conflict, a plane unloading or refueling on the islands would have to stay on the runway at all times, preventing other aircraft from using it. So, if we add up all of these weaknesses together, it's clear that China's man-made islands won't be able to stand up against an attack from another nation. Although China is probably